Take notice. Proclamation judicial, not a Mason official. Temple head on a swivel, see rights are not civil. Jurisdiction challenge, railroaded acquittal. Ex parte, no trial, dismissal is artificial. Straw man is not a lawman, but ends legis. In color of courts, more racket than tennis. Where colored man has no rights. And sick of this more thing, Jamal and Black Knight. Robin Hood Azim, not Cornish but Moorish American. Stand on squares, surging adrenaline. Take notice, bore the cross with a fez on. Your favorite rapper has a dress on and leave press-ons. Take notice, you got hex and lost focus. While I see with eyes behind my head like Jokic. Are you listening or under hypnosis? Is intelligence overpowered by your emotions? Take notice, crack scene shots give blood clots. Know what the Gen Z zombie culture. No Thanksgiving eating thighs of turkey vultures. Never see slaves, only black or more sculptures. Take notice, hailstorms and swarms locusts. When affirming, no claps, hands, palms open. Take notice. Proclamation judicial, not a Mason official. Temple head on a swivel, see rights are not civil. Jurisdiction challenge, railroaded acquittal. Ex parte, no trial, dismissal is artificial. Straw man is not a lawman, but ends legis. In color of courts, more racket than tennis. Where colored man has no rights. And sick of this more thing, Jamal and Black Knight. Robin Hood Azim, not Cornish but Moorish American. Stand on squares, surging adrenaline. Take notice, bore the cross with a fez on. Your favorite rapper has a dress on and leave press-ons. Take notice, you got hex and lost focus. While I see with eyes behind my head like Jokic. Are you listening or under hypnosis? Is intelligence overpowered by your emotions? Take notice, crack scene shots give blood clots. Know what the Gen Z zombie culture. No Thanksgiving eating thighs of turkey vultures. Never see slaves, only black or more sculptures. Take notice, hailstorms and swarms locusts. When affirming, no claps, hands, palms open. That man's with hugs, brotherly love, holy covenant. Take notice, Moorish government, unconscious Moors used to meet quotas. Chicago congressman won from the Moorish voters. Elders took notice to what Drew Ali said. Oscar Bay next to the prophet cause the priest is dead. Bay Anderson on his right, Moorish hijab. Right to bear arm, Moors might wear a niqab. Law and order mind, traders drawing quarter time. Cutting off hands and ears for committing a crime. Vegan beef with dirty Moors is not a family feud. Families fight, one's wrong, have perception skewed. Spiritual altitude, lower self-subdued. No sucrose drinks or European poison foods. Holistic verses, my flow is alkalines. Pastor only speaking tongues from altar wines. For treason they all face the firing line. Most bystander not preventing the crime. Society invites it, then rewrites it. If a battle can't be won, don't fight it. Not saying see corruption and be silent, be defiant. Never punished all the clever corporate tyrants. Take notice. Politicians touch their own children. Yours get shot up and in the news for causing killings. Calling them black translates to living in death. Trans march for rights with their BIPOC breath. Take notice. Sex ed taught in daycare. False evidence appearing real is how you say fear. Claim you're woke but still you're dead and sleeping. Can't you see youth popping pills for the thrill seeking? Thinking they can fly off balconies leaping. One's facelift like weekend. Too much competing. Trying to be someone else. Won't be themselves. Skinny jeans got their manhood. Short like elves. Weaves and eyelashes puckering lips and tongues out. Should be enough to have dad's guns out. Take notice. We sit back and watch it happen. He's in extensions, lap dancing devils while rapping. She's in every video twerking, ass slapping. Y'all are Victor and Dre and shot, dildo strapping. I see what they're trying, I took notice. I see their motives as they're bringing 12 roses. Bullets are used on blacks now, not fire hoses. Necrophiliacs have bodies before it decomposes. Take notice.
You know, I wouldn't consider myself somebody who would do my own people dirt. We get, you know, the backlash from all these people who are not even really Moors by, you know, you just looking at it and then, you know, somebody like my brother Menilek calling and him being frustrated off some of the stuff you guys are saying. And then he gets kind of grouped in with all these dirty Moors and people who are selling packages, but, you know, he's not a package seller. So that's what it is. I think the question I'm trying to ask is, how do we draw the basis between who is not and who is when it gets to you guys discerning it? You're not really Moors like that.
Technically, I'm being 100% honest with you. What I have read and going over stuff for
Islam to all the Moors, and peace to the Moor Hellfire for going on there and slapping these people so politely, backhands and everything else that they got. Honors to all the Moors worldwide who stand for their nationality and their birthrights and use their intelligence as a weapon.
Researching this for over 7 years now is, as I was stating earlier, the Moorish American is a religious organization. For example, kind of like I'm using this for example as like Jewish. What if I asked you what the Jewish American nationality is? What would I get for a response?
Oh, that's what they believe their heritage is. It's a belief system. You could call it a religion, but that if you ask a Jew, they would say, "This is not a religion. This is who I am." If you look up nationality, they have actually a nationality has an extensive meaning, meaning extraterritorial jurisdiction. Speaking of somebody like a Jew who doesn't have an actual land called Jew land or anything like that, but they're still respected as a nationality.
Yeah. So my point is what I have read. A lot of these they're basically taking history.
If you didn't notice, that's 1-0 for the Moors. If you didn't notice, this is Locks versus Dipset right now.
A group of people that no longer exist.
Well, see, now wait a minute.
The ancient Moors.
I know you don't believe that you're not a Moor. You don't believe in Moors and anything. But if I do believe that, and you just said that, oh well, your people don't exist. That's disrespectful based on of what I believe. Not based off of what you believe, but my beliefs come into the if you say it's a religion, my beliefs come into the form too. And for you to say, oh well, forget your beliefs, I believe this, and so your beliefs have to go. That's kind of, see how that could be disingenuous, and not calling you disingenuous, but because of all the things that's going around, my belief now has to get thrown to the wayward side because of how other your belief, which I respect your belief, but you won't respect mine.
That's 2-0 if you're not counting.
If you're from a legitimate Moorish Science Temple of America, I respect you.
And so when you're saying
I'm going
legitimate,
after these people that are taking advantage of all of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you say legitimate, what do you mean? Because the original Moorish temple, the authority in that was changed into a church, which went against Noble Drew Ali's purpose for the temple, to not be a church and not to mix in with any other Christian nations, and we didn't wish to amalgamate with them. But the lead, or what's the name? Well, I'm not going to say his name, but he has changed the lead temple into a church. So this is what I'm saying. The infighting in our nation is going on, and it's causing confusion. And then like people like you speaking on it, not to speak against you, but it's kind of like you're not helping because it's just adding into the confusion. It's enough confusion already. It's already to the point where we are trying to stop people who are following these council of court people and all these other jester type Moors. But then when somebody like you comes who's not a Moor, and then you're saying all this stuff that's against the nation, it's making people even more confused. Like, well, who is this guy now? Well, what are they talking about? And, oh, wow, some temples are good, some temples. It makes it just more confusion. And that's another thing that Noble Drew Ali told us that we need to minimize if we're going to have a upstanding nation. No confusion. Like, we're not supposed to even flash our cards to you. You're European, I believe, right?
No, I'm an American.
So that one there, it's already 3-0. And him lying and saying that he's an American just gave him minus. So it's 4-0 now.
I know, I understand, but when we say European, oh yeah, that's another thing. Let's get that cleared up. We're not speaking on your current legal position. We're speaking on blood lineage, like where your blood would go back to. If we would say like 2-3 generations, where would you say your blood go back to?
If you're talking about what, to my understanding, is coming from your mother, then it would go back to, on my mother's side, it would go back to Italy. My father's side, it would be, far back as I can trace, is back to Nova Scotia.
So let me just, okay, let's do this. Something real easy so it doesn't turn into, Moorish religions, and that's only you guys believe that. What law do you use to consider yourself a United States citizen?
It says it right on my passport.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, what law are you using, or what law is being used to make you a United States citizen? Let's say it like that.
Explain that a little bit better for me.
Like, so they have a newborn boy, right? Birth certificate in front of them, and it's your name on there. The parents give it to. What law are they using to say, okay, this boy is deemed a United States citizen? They have an actual law.
Yeah, offhand, I don't know what it is, but it's if you're born into this, if you're born in this country, it's you're an American citizen. That's why.
It's like if you're born or naturalized in the United States, then and you're under the subjectude of the jurisdiction, and you are a United States citizen.
Yeah.
And if you look up the definition for nationality, it's the same exact. It's the same thing. Like when you look up definition of nationality, it says, "Oh, wherever you're born or naturalized, that's where your nationality derives." So the reason I bring that up is because are we understood of how amendments are turned into laws? Like what needs to be done for an amendment to have become a law?
Yeah, I'm well aware of that.
Okay. Are you aware of the lack of ratification that the 14th Amendment had? We have, and then it's not just me claiming it. We have, I got a couple. I heard the other brother say congressional records, but then he couldn't show any, which disaster. But I do have a couple congressional records that can prove this whole United States United States citizen not being a ratified law by way of the 14th Amendment.
Okay.
Okay. Are you guys aware of a congressional record by the name of the 14th Amendment, equal protection at law, equal protection at law or tool for usurpation? Are you aware of that congressional record? I believe it's by Honorable Jacob Thorkelson.
Okay, what was it called again? I'm just going to Google it.
Okay, it's the congressional records, the 14th Amendment, equal protection at law or tool for usurpation.
Equal protection clause?
Yeah, or tool for usurpation, yeah. And then it's by Honorable J. Thorkelson. When you read through that, it basically he shows all the states that didn't ratify and didn't sign on to and agree to the 14th Amendment, and it shows how the Senate, they didn't tell the whole Senate about it, so the whole Senate didn't get the chance to vote on it. So they kind of like messed up the whole process of the 14th Amendment, and it's a secret. Like we talk a lot about Masons, but there are certain secrets that get kept on purpose for the detriment of me and you. It doesn't have anything to do with Moors. It's about us not knowing that a foreign government usurps who we believe is our government. You believe the Republic is the government, right? Or the true government, right?
Sorry, I was reading something else. Sorry, what was that again? I wasn't paying attention. My bad.
When you take the oath, when you were in the military, you pledge allegiance to that flag. Are you pledge allegiance
To the Constitution of the United States of America.
And the what?
The Constitution of the United States of America.
And when you pledge allegiance, then you pledge allegiance to the United States of America and the
flag.
And the something for which it stands.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh.
It's about 20-0 at this point. And then him getting stumped. You know, if all the sports people remember Stump the Schwab? Remember when they used to try to stump the Schwab? And he always get him? There's the same stuff going on right here. You see when he stumped him? Say Republic. How come we won't say Republic? How come Schwab couldn't say Republic? How come he got stumped? Bells and whistles. Sirens going off because somebody stumped the Schwab. Because they're playing games, and then he laughed after. Because they know that they're playing games. But they could only play games with dumb nigger Moors who don't study. Who are just saying that they're Moors to do whatever they're going to do with it. But it has nothing to do with studying. Has nothing to do with knowing why you're a Moor. And being able to put that on the record to anybody who's making claims against your nationality and your birthrights. Because there should be 500 Moors on these people's lives, ready to back their punk asses down when they start talking crazy. Every time they go live, forget anything else you're doing. Anytime any of these traders start talking and they say that they're live, more should be in their thing. But then, you know they're not going to let the Moors know. They're going to hope some dingbat Moor who's not studying is going to stumble into their lives so they could beat them up. How come this guy's 20-0 right now versus a studious Moor? Not Temple Moor, not a active Moor, not a passive Moor, not a religious Moor, not any other Moors out there that you're used to. No license Moors and passport Moors. The name's on the passport, Moorish name's on the passport, so I'm somebody. You're not talking about those Moors. Talking about just a Moor that studies. Just a Moor that's not taking this as a joke. A Moor who actually probably put in their 10 hours already, their 10,000 hours already. Because there's sort of a marker that once you pass that, then this stuff is over. Yeah? That's what Jordan told him. So Kobe told him. And Kobe was great because he was the reincarnation of Jordan. Because there's a system. In that realm, it's muscle memory. The more you do the reverse layup, the more you're gonna... You ever see Kyrie's training videos? And then people are just concerned with what they see on the court? So some Moors take studying like that. How Kyrie takes dribbling? See how Jordan mastered the mid-range? That you're not stopping me in mid-range? See how Dame and Curry is shooting from half court? When they start shooting from the other side of the thing, the fact that they didn't move the line back yet should let you know that this stuff is a fraud. Obviously, this stuff is a fraud because it's muscle memory. Once you master the memory, The body's just going to do what the hell it's supposed to do, and you can't stop it. Some Moors take studying like that. So, specifically this. This is a Moor hater, a troll, who's been trolling under different YouTube names. This is a new YouTube name. We've been known Swindle. It's not some guy trying to debate the Moors. We've had this exact same conversation on Cananland Moors with this individual. Their problem, or their bonus, is that enough Moors aren't putting the bat to these people as soon as they put out a video. And everybody thumbs down their stuff. Tell me only 4 people thumbs down this? 4? Right? We're talking about the people in the realm of go on YouTube and stuff. I read books. I don't watch videos like that. Unless somebody sends me a video. Yo, check this, people talking crazy. Like, I don't watch videos. I read. Or I rather read than watch videos. Right? That's a realm, right? Right? We still like stuff baggy. We're not conforming to the tight stuff. It's not going down. Yeah, well, whatever. No, it's not. Unless it's some cultural deity or whatever like that stuff, we might bring out pink stuff. Other than that, you're not getting pink hats and pink stuff. That's boys wear blue, girls wear pink. That's just what it is. It's not. You stop playing games. No, don't start telling me about African deity colors and stuff like that. That's not what we're talking about. So know that there's lessons to be learned, and in this thing, you're getting a lesson right now. If you don't know that you just got a lesson, and not just Negro, black, colored people, modern Europeans too. Because remember when he stumped him again, when he told him about where are you from? On my mother's side, Italy? You know the Moors rule there. Stop the BS. You seen True Romance? You seen True Romance? You already know the Moors were up in there. Moors were up in there. That's why he's mad. That's why they want to debate Moors. Because they're still mad about when the Moors went into Europe and dicked down all these European women. That these European men couldn't. Because you already seen the statues and stuff like that. You know these guys have a tiny piece. You're not doing anything with that. So they're mad. Big mad. But don't be mad. Don't be mad, modern European males talking crazy about Moors. Don't be mad. Because even today they still want to get dicked down by the Moors. Even today still. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. Just have to accept that. They're going to be Muslim daughters. Just accept that. They're not going to be a European whatever. They're going to be Muslim daughters. But don't get mad. Europeans hating on Moors. Don't get mad. Accept the facts. Just like you have to accept the fact that, oh, you know what, we'll leave you alone, Europeans. Let's get back to this thing.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. People keep popping in and out of here, and I'm sorry.
I know it's crazy. It's hectic tonight.
Yeah. So this other cat wants to come in here and chat. So
Bring in that El Gato. Bring in the El Gato.
I can't pronounce his name. It's Menilek, or if I to get that. So let's get him in here. Let you two talk a little bit.
Oh, me? Oh, wait. We got it, but I still just have to hear what we pledge allegiance to.
To the flag of the United States of America.
And what is it stand for?
One nation under God.
And what is the rock that God put the Constitution upon? It's in the 1983 year of the Bible. It's actually in that quote. They said that the Bible is the something on which the Constitution rests. It's the Republic. It's the Republic.
Republic for which it stands. Yeah, okay.
Stop the schwab.
Menilek, or if I to get that. So let's get him in here. Let you two talk a little bit.
Oh, me? Oh, wait. We got it, but I still just have to hear what we pledge allegiance to.
To the flag of the United States of America.
And what is it stand for?
One nation under God.
And what is the rock that God put the Constitution upon? It's in the 1983 year of the Bible. It's actually in that quote. They said that the Bible is the something on which the Constitution rests. It's the Republic. It's the Republic, sir.
The Republic for which it stands. Yeah, okay. One nation under God.
And what is the rock that God put the Constitution upon? It's in the 1983 year of the Bible. It's actually in that quote. They said that the Bible is the something on which the Constitution rests. It's the Republic.
Okay, you heard the exhale right there, right before? You heard the exhale? Okay, the exhale was him getting another negative. Him getting another negative just because once you get the modern European to once you get him on that one, Schwab stumped. Play the music. Schwab got stumped. Because he already knows that it's the Republic. He been known because he's always going at Tracy, Gale, and all that stuff. All they talk about is Republic. So him not really wanting to say Republic has nothing to do with Moors. Is he riding with George Washington or Adam Weishaupt? I think he's with Adam Weishaupt because he kind of held back on that Republic kind of long. And then tried to divert it by talking about some caller calling in. But then why? Because he did with studious Moors who their attention span isn't like this. Because there's 99 eyes of Allah. And you're not getting by. You're not getting by. You're not getting by with certain Moors. You might be able to put that stuff with the Moors over there. Yeah, let's take this call and see what he's saying and all that stuff. No, we don't. You still have to admit. You still have to admit it, European male. You're not going to run off, start talking about Indians. No, stay focused on your allegiance, modern European male, who's in land that's not your own, talking the Moors crazy on your platform. Do you know you ever heard death by 1,000 cuts? You know what death by 1,000 cuts is? Okay, that's what this is on these modern European males talking crazy about Moors. This death by 1,000 cuts on their ass right now. And know that you're getting a lesson. All the people who think that there's something to debate. There ain't nothing to debate. You better have a pen and be taking notes right now. Especially all the people in the chat and all that talking crazy. Especially all them should be taking notes. And then go fact check everything that the Moor is saying and bet you're gonna find everything that he said. So if you find everything, shouldn't that mean that you should be looking at this guy talking crazy to Moors as unintelligent? Or either some type of agent trying to keep you from knowing this info. Because if you could research it and it comes up, then what's the problem? Oh, and forgot the alcohol for the 1,000 cuts. Forgot about the alcohol bath. Don't forget, they're also getting the alcohol bath with the 1,000 cuts right now. And we're not even talking, you know what I mean, lacerations. We're talking about paper cuts. 1,000 paper cuts have them tortured right now. In the chamber. They're in the chamber begging for mercy right now. Couldn't even say republic, you damn traitor. European too. European traitor. Worry about dirty Moors or dirty modern Europeans. Watch out for them too.
Wants to come in here and chat, so
bring in that El Gato. Bring in the El Gato.
I can't pronounce his name. It's Menilek, or if I to get that. So let's get him in here. Let you two talk a little bit.
Oh, me? Oh, wait. We got it, but I still just have to hear what we pledge allegiance to.
To the flag of the United States of America.
And what does it stand for?
One nation under God.
And what is the rock that God put the Constitution upon? It's in the 1983 year of the Bible. It's actually in that quote. They said that the Bible is the something on which the Constitution rests. It's the Republic. It's the Republic, sir.
The Republic for which it stands. Yeah, okay.
So what we're dealing with is this, this thing was never to be a democracy. And, we can go into how it became that. But what we're doing is bringing to our people who think that they're black and all these colors and the story of them being African. We're here to correct those things because a lot of those stories are basically it all came upon when Europeans, not saying you, but the Western, with the Westernized philosophy was brought upon this land in the 1700s, just after the Reconquista. They brought they stopped Moorish sciences around the world, as we all know. Moorish science was teaching the world, all the high sciences, but they stopped them to teach their version of it in a Christianized manner. Meaning now, when we go over to the East world, just the big continent, we're going to start calling that world the West. So now today, everybody thinks that America is the West, but it's really the East. We didn't start deeming this as the West until Europeans came here. And you can look that up. You can look up the history of America being the West, and it'll tell you about how people came over here, the Europeans, and because of how they seen things, they had to make this land from how they seen it, through their eyes, through their observation. And this is what we call forced assimilation, because even though you have to see it your way, it messes up, my seeing it the way my family did, because now you have to see me from being from Africa. Even if I tell you 1,000 times I'm American, even if I show you my whole genealogy, I did my DNA, by the way, my whole genealogy to end here in America, and you're going to go, oh no, you're African because of what the books say. But what books? The same books that was written by people like Carlos Coons, the ones who preach eugenics. They literally didn't deem people like us human because they found the true history. Every old temple, every old cavern they would go to, every ancient land, when they would dig the stuff up, the walls would be painted with dark-skinned people. The books, everything would be talking about a big race of dark-skinned people. But it seems like nowadays that We can't be our great selves. We have to be slaves from Africa. Why is that? You know what's funny? If everybody had a history of slavery, including Europeans, how come it's only dark-skinned people from America that when we say, "Oh, we're kings," they, "Oh no, you're African slaves." But Europeans can call themselves American. See how you were calling yourself American? And it was so hard just to get you to admit where your blood came from. It's like, what is going on? If you would,
Where were
I'm
you
going to get
born?
off the soapbox. I'm born in Sheikh Mexican.
What's that?
Sheikh Mexican.
Where is that located?
You would call it the territory of Pennsylvania, but my people call it Sheikh Mexican. We're the people of the hills.
Okay. So you're well versed in Moorish science.
Well, not really more science, just my blood lineage and history. And then when I use more science, it kind of, it ties into my blood.
How well do you know your history?
Enough. As much as a Sheikh Mexican descendant should.
Okay. So if can I ask you one simple question?
Yeah.
Can you name at least 10 Els or Beys that were here prior to the birth of your Prophet Noble Drew Ali?
No, because those records were destroyed. And then I can literally show you an example. My family came from what you would call Washington County, Georgia, right? All the papers of my family being what you would call Shinnecock, what you would call Cherokee Anayawiya, what you would call Seminole, which is a bastardization for the Amakarisi. All those records were destroyed because they were in that exact courthouse. I called down to the courthouse and asked them, where's the records for my family? And they say, "Oh, sorry, sir, but if you're speaking of anything prior to 1855, we cannot give them to you." I've called to, what was that other county? It's another county in Georgia. Oh, Toombs County, called Toombs County in Georgia. Oh, excuse me. Do you guys know anything about the Washington County records? They said, "Oh no, we after the burnings, we rewrite them." So there's something called consensus takers. So if they have this, when they start doing the consensus, they started having certain people to take them that work for the United States, and they would write what they observe you and think that you are off of how you look. Now, if you're going to school and learning that anybody dark skinned is African, do you know what that's going to do when they write the census? Everybody's going to be either Negro or black, right? But when my grandmother, who's darker than me, passed form, they have her listed on colored on her death certificate, which plays right into, sir, something called the Racial Integrity Act of 1924 that was being implemented ever since 1890, right? So this is what I'm saying. Our family got disinherited. And it's cursed because I'm sitting up here looking at dirty Moors. Is the reference for my family line, and it's deeper than Moors. Have you ever heard of a Moor talking? You ever hear of a Moor talking?
No.
The Moor Talkins were the first people that Captain John Smith seen when he came over here, but he called them the Rappahannock because that's what his people understood, Rappahannock and Powhatan. But those aren't words that we knew of. All of our people was going crazy when they heard those words. We accepted them because y'all came over here first. Well, not y'all. I don't mean to put it on y'all, but when I get hyped, it always does that. But the Swedes, the Germans, the Dutch, when they first came over here, we let them do certain things. We let them have certain names because we didn't see that they were going to, eventually join with the black and more British coming from, Britain and then F us over.
Okay, can I stop you right there with Blackamoor?
Blackamoor.
Yes.
The Blackamoors.
I just recently found out what that means.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of research and digging.
Those Blackamoors is the original United States Continental Congress. And everybody get mad when you do that, but the original Blackamoors was them, and they actually sold their positions to the people we see, the Europeans that we see, the pale faces. And you can have a record on that too. You can look up Benjamin Franklin's opinion of the swarthy Germans. Look that up.
Okay, I'm going to share some information that I found on the term Blackamoor. Okay, this goes back quite a long time ago, before the United States was in existence.
Yeah, see, we're getting good.
Okay. Back in England, there was a tutor who happened to be a dark-skinned man of African descent, and his last name happened to be Moor, Moore. And the queen at that time asked for the black Moor, because there was a couple other people with the
he was her favorite. She favored him. So when she was calling him, she was like, "Bring me my Moors." Like, she liked him because he was smart.
That's where the term blackamoor came from.
Right, right.
Before even the United States was even before the existence of the United States. This was way back in history.
So something's happening, sir. Right now, me and you are on the same accord. You see how that works? Because like I said in the beginning,
it's not Moor, but it's Moor.
It has an E. It's the E. Yeah, the vowels can be interchangeable or dropped.
His last name was Moor.
Okay.
Not as the people Moor. It was his last name, like Moor Green.
You ever hear of the William Dungy case? William Dungy being represented by Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, I've read through that, and
I just mentioned that just on the strength that it's the same argument. Like, he was representing a guy who was a Moor because he was darker than most pale Europeans. And then they were like, "Oh, well, his name might be Moore, like William H. Moore, your friend, your colleague." And everybody's laughing like it's a big joke. Him, attorney Abraham Lincoln, his partner William H. Moore or C.H. Moore, and a damn judge. They were having a big joke about how Moore is also Moore, the same way as it could be Moor. But when you're speaking about Moor, you're speaking about somebody like dark skin complexion. But when you're speaking Moore, you're speaking about the surname.
It's probably about 40 and O at this point. In the discourse, the dialogue. At this point, it's 40 for 40. Put up 40 shots, hit all of them. Then the other side, they haven't hit a shot. They haven't hit a shot. Fourth quarter, 5 minutes left in the game. They haven't hit a shot. Why are you still sitting in the stands? What do you expect to see at this point? Our will is that you were taking notes, and then you're gonna go study and go learn something, because that's what the whole point is of doing this, replaying this. This stuff's supposed to have 80,000 views on it. 300. So we're gonna get this to a few thousand. So at least people could learn something. And getting caught up in some debating as if there's something to debate. There's nothing to debate. Certain Moors are students. And Moors who study, they can't play their little games with Moors who study. All they could do with Moors who study hey, look what's over there. I see that thing over there. That's all they could do with Moors who study. And then that's supposed to let you know that, oh, this guy's not real. This guy's a clown. Let me go get my pen and take some notes from what this Moor is saying. And remember, this is going to be the same conversation that's going to happen if the modern European from Italy, if it was an Asiatic on here that don't know who they are, they would be on here making the same dumb arguments, trying to prove some point that, oh, you have a point when you're dull. You're dull. What point are you going to make? You're dull as an unsharpened pencil. What point do you have? But it was good that the Moor gave him the 1,000 cuts. We're hanging heads in the living room. We're hanging heads. Come get your head taken. We're not even going to call any of the master teachers. We're not even going to call more vendors. We're going to call the little boy on the bike. The little boy on the bike who just put the stick between the demon's legs, had the demon fall over so the more vendors could do what they're supposed to do. We're not even calling in the big dogs. Calling in the chihuahuas. The chihuahuas that tear your face off. Playing games with Moors.
Are all Moors dark skinned?
Are all Moors dark skinned? Well, if you deal with the actual word of Moor, it goes back to something like you go with mortals from Greek. In Latin, it's Maori, and then they say the Maori are the people that they were from Mauritania. But when the Greek was referring to it, they were talking about the people who were darker in complexion to them. Now, mind you, when we're saying darker in complexion to them, we're speaking about a time where everybody's dark. Like the lightest person at the time is going to look like a brown skin Chris Brown, like Chris Brown with a tan. This is exactly what we're dealing with when we're dealing with these times. Like the modern day pale European, his physiognomy, it didn't exist yet. We're talking, you guys didn't come into recognition until like the 1700s. Like your facial features, the light skin, the light, SLC 24A5, SLC 24A2, those two skin recessive things, the hair, AC, HERT2, and then the eyes, OCA2. This is all DNA, and then you can actually pinpoint exactly when it happened, like when people start turning pale, like European, the modern European look.
Okay. No. So can you see this?
Oh, one second, sir. 1 second, sir. These people.
If you can see the screen. Hey,
go.
Trying to get this guy after to come in.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Who's here? I can hear you.
You hear me? Wait. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Oh, he left.
Beat down.
Yeah, he left. So he must be having
beat down.
By Illinois as a civic organization.
So, as I said, there was over 40 different factions of this movement.
Yes. Was that before or after the death of the prophet?
But there's new ones coming up like every month.
Exactly. So why are you going to bring in the new ones coming up every month if you know it started from something before then?
It started from your prophet.
Yes.
Then it split from CMA.
Was it 40?
No, there was one.
Now you're skipping like 40. You're skipping 40 years from the.
No, I'm going back to the beginning.
Okay. Okay.
So you had your prophet. You had the Moorish Science Temple of America
at the beginning, 1913. Well, the whole thing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let's deal with that. You guys never mentioned 1925, and no Moors you guys ever talked to ever mentioned 1925. And if they want to find it, it's in the Moorish literature. How come they don't never mention 1925 and what the prophet said that the temple was in 1925 and recognized by the states in 1926 as this organization? How come they never mention the civic organization, the Moorish Holy Temple of Science? Why not?
Where is the main temple? Where's the
main temple was in Newark. We're speaking about the Canaanite temple that the prophet came. He went into that, changed it from the Moorish to the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, so we can start learning civics and enforcing the Constitution in these lands.
So, to my understanding, the Moorish Holy Science Temple of America doesn't exist.
Wait, let's go in. In 1925, they got it recognized by Illinois as a civic organization. Then in 1928, by way of the laws of Illinois, they switched it over, or they changed the name to a Moorish Science Temple of America, a religious organization. But it never lost its civic balance, sir. It's called the Divine and National Movement. That's what the prophet did. That's what he did.
Okay.
So when you say the Moors, it's like, when you say like the Moors, it's just a religion. Those are literally the dirty Moors who are selling out the fact that this is also a people, not just a religion, like the Jews, right?
No.
Yep.
You can't. Here's the thing. Can you claim to be a Moor?
Oh man, damn. That's like, okay, you claim to be a United States citizen.
Yeah, I can prove.
You claim to be an American.
Yeah.
Is that disrespectful?
No.
Okay, well, same difference. You claim to be an American.
Okay. Do you have a passport?
Who has a passport?
Do you have a passport?
No.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license, a state driver's license from Ohio?
No. Why would Ohio? No.
All right, I thought you said you're from No, I'm sorry, I got you messed up. So do you have a state driver's license?
No.
Why not?
Because when you carry those things and say, I'm a Moor, you're looking crazy. Because the only way for you to be a Moor and really be a Moor, and the way we do it, show your bloodline connection, you can't have anything from the United States if you're going to say that you're not under their laws.
So you don't have a driver's license?
When I say you're not under their laws, I don't mean anything illegal. It's just some people are recognized by the United States laws. Some people aren't.
Can you give me a website where the United States actually recognizes you?
You said a website?
Yeah.
What a website, sir? Okay, let's do this. Go on CDC, right? Type in Google CDC. What is it? CDC case concept Moors. And if you do that right,
an official government website.
Okay, wait.
The Moors are recognized from the United States of America.
The CDC is not recognized as an official government website. It's not.
My honest opinion, I don't believe in the CDC.
Okay, so then you don't believe in certain things that I will show you that shows that Moors. Wait, what do you want again? You want me to show you where who recognizes the Moors? Because you're talking about the internet.
Does Homeland Security recognize the Moors?
Oh, yeah. Homeland Security, that number would be AA222141.
Okay, goodbye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now I know where you're coming from.
Do you know what that number means? Okay,
I know where you're coming from.
Where am I coming from? Because you know everything.
You are what I call a dirty Moor.
Okay, how? Prove it.
Because you just said AA222141.
No, prove it. Prove your claim. And now what does that mean? Where it would be dirty?
It is the copyright number of the Zodiac Constitution.
No, it's not. Wait a minute. Wait. When I say this to you, I need you to look it up. Okay? Look up 22 United States Code, Chapter 2, subsection 141. Please look that up now. Please.
What chapter was that?
That's chapter 2.
Don't mess with Moore's who study.
What do we got? What does it say? What do we got going on
We
there?
can't find it.
Oh, 141 to 143 if we get the whole thing. But what we got?
It's not there. We can't find it. Taking kind of long to pull up some shit. Let's see if they're taking long or if it's
What do we got here?
something going on.
And did you ever call the Homeland Security and ask them, is using that number, is that illegal? Is that wrong? Is that against the law? How do you get off calling me a dirty Moor? Because you hear a number. See, this is the stuff I'm talking about. People are dirty and going against the grain, and you're looking at them, and then you're trying to throw it at Moorish who's trying to correct you about the right way to use things. And you're, oh my gosh, guys, what do we got? What do we got?
Look at that. Came up pretty easy.
Hold on, we're looking.
This is frustrating as hell.
Came up pretty easy. That's why Menilek cussed
Because
them
it's
out.
like, it's crazy. You guys live a comfortable life. Nobody calls you and tells you you're not a hunter or you're not whatever you call yourself. Nobody does that. But with us, Jesus, there's more videos every day, like how you say. It's just annoying to somebody who really does put this work in for the people.
Exactly.
This only talks about the relinquishment of jurisdiction over the United States in Morocco, but it doesn't state anything here. It's just a memorandum from President Eisenhower in '56.
Yeah,
What's
when
given?
did they find Morocco? When did they find the state of Morocco?
It doesn't state that in here, but it also shows China, Siam, Turkey, Morocco,
Somebody look it up.
Cat,
Somebody look it up.
Persia, and all territories formerly of the Ottoman Empire, including Egypt. It only states stuff of that nature. It doesn't state anything of that case when it comes down to here in the U.S.
Okay, somebody look up when Morocco was founded, so we could tie in why that year is there, why Eisenhower did that on that year.
It was in the 50s.
When? What specific year? Because it ties right in. It's right there. Eisenhower.
I just mentioned September 15th of '56 and October 6th of '56.
Yeah.
But it doesn't state anything about the United States being a part of Morocco.
Who said anything about that?
That's what most.
Sir, what did
Got
say?
him!
The United States relinquished their jurisdiction of Morocco, right?
Exactly.
We can't take anything more from that. We can't start adding our stuff, but we can't also act like that's not there. Let it just be there, sir. And then now we go and we do what we do. If you can prove that in law that that it can work, then it works for you. But if you can't do it, then you might be treated unfairly.
Yeah, but this
Like
only
you said
mentions
before, the claim is on you.
ministries
You
and
can't
councils
brag.
of the United States and venue of these of civil cases. It only relinquishes hold under the stipulations when it comes down to ambassadorial under that law.
Mm-hmm. So, explain ambassadorial. What do we? So when we say
People that are
this is
coming
how
from
we
another
understood.
country,
Wait.
other consulate.
We're dealing with titles of nobility, right? The United States
That's
cannot
exactly what
recognize
it is.
titles of nobility or go into agreement with princes or anything like that, right? Based off Constitution, right?
Plus, this is
Hello?
under the Council of Courts. This doesn't go.
Okay.
This doesn't fall
Okay.
totally under the constitutional right.
When
The Constitutional conflict.
when an American at that time would get caught in Morocco state, that you guys want to call it,
Country.
then it would follow that same thing, but based off the same thing. They weren't ambassadors, so they needed a council to come for them. Because if they were ambassador, they get treated as a council. This is how international law works. That's all. It's like,
I know, but international law doesn't fall under the category of what goes on right now when it comes down to these issues.
okay, so what are you like trying to see out of that? Like, what are you trying to get? Because it's something's missing. I don't like when we have a confusion. Something's not adding up to where